Hello and welcome. My name is Chris Robinson. I am a senior tutor with EuroFinance and the lead tutor for this year's summer school for 2013. I'd like to share with you a short example of some of the topics we covered during the summer school. Our topic today is part of Optimizing Global Liquidity Management, and it will give a short comparison between zero balancing and notional pooling techniques which are commonly used. Liquidity management is conceptually very simple, but it creates some of our biggest challenges from a tax, legal, and documentation perspective. The key headlines around liquidity management are first of all to focus on getting visibility of cash globally across different currencies and different geographies, then be able to mobilize that cash across many bank accounts. A liquidity structure is the basic tool for treasury to use cash effectively in today's world. Having the right funds available at the right time, in the right currency and the right bank is the basic goal of cash management across all of the accounts that you hold in the world. Minimizing the cost of funds is a classic use of liquidity management to offset overdrafts against credit balances within the pool, allow the most effective use of credit facilities, allowing treasury to fund the currency needs of the businesses centrally. The mobilization of cash also allows the surplus funds to be invested in the most effective manner. Combined with good cash forecasting, it allows the treasurer to get a yield curve pickup by stretching the duration of investments. In today's world, a popular technique now is multi-currency pooling, which is a passive solution to the classic active FX currency swaps. The spreads on swaps in today's market are widening, and bankers today are paying more for liquidity, which is driving the use of multi-currency pooling as a day-to-day treasury tool, with treasurers keeping many pots of different currencies rather than swapping into a smaller number of actively managed currencies. And lastly, a key part of liquidity management is choosing an appropriate legal entity to manage the pools. Legal entities should be intercompany friendly, located in a low withholding tax jurisdiction, and to be able to be effective at dealing with the needs of many subsidiaries. Let's begin by looking at some of the principles of basic cash concentration. If one takes 5 accounts, looks at them individually, calculating debit and credit interest, we see we'll have both overdrafts and deposits. If we aggregate these balances together, we can see we have a total net position of 400, for which the bank should pay us interest on the credit balance. The benefit of either zero balancing or notional pooling is to save the spread and to gain additional interest on the total balance. In our example, this gives us a total benefit of 50. This is the basic benefit of cash pooling, whether it's notional or zero balancing, and occurs every time there are plus and minus balances and there is a spread between credit and debit interest. But the basic mechanics of achieving this position differ according to the techniques. If we choose zero balancing, the funds are swept between different accounts. The funds are commingled in the header account, and balances are transferred between different legal entities, resulting in intercompany loans and deposits. However, notional pooling, the funds remain in the individual accounts. The funds are not commingled, but each account is treated either as a deposit or as a loan from the bank. This may inflate the underlying balance sheet depending on your accounting principles. Under IAS 39, documentation is required for auditors and approvals needed to obtain offset. This is possible if the bank achieves offset from the documentation, but this results in complex documentation for notional pooling. Additionally, the banker wishes to treat the pool as one account for notional pooling, and they may require cross guarantees or cross indemnities to support the pooling structure. Zero balancing is fundamentally simpler. Money moves from the header account to the entity, or the entity to the header account. This can be documented with a simple 1 or 2 page document. In zero balancing, intercompany loans and deposits are offset for balance sheet purposes on consolidation, which deflates the balance sheet on consolidation. Interest in a zero balancing structure is intercompany interest. Many US multinationals prefer active subpart F income. However, interest is complex in notional pooling. The net interest is passive bank interest received from the bank, but the reallocated interest is neither pure bank interest or intercompany interest. The best description I can give is related party interest that retains the characteristics of bank interest, although shared between many parties. This means that notional pooling is far simpler in jurisdictions with no withholding taxes, where the issue can be simplified. Interest reallocation occurs in both ZBA and notional pooling and can be calculated in your ERP system, such as SAP using their in-house cash module, or a TMS system, or by the bank itself. Zero balancing creates intercompany movements every day, and each account must be managed. This requires a lot of system support, when notional pooling is straightforward and simple. Many companies are using the latest version of SAP, which includes a new module called in-house cash. This allows treasury to pay on behalf of or receive on behalf of other entities. This naturally fits with an intercompany style model, and typically zero balancing is the liquidity management tool of choice. SAP in-house cash can be used with notional pooling, although the intercompany accounting of paying on behalf of other people must be approved by one's auditors. The choice of treasury vehicle should be an active trading company, where interest paid can be offset against interest earned. If one chooses an investment or holding company, interest earned is typically treated as income and interest paid as cost of investing, and should be avoided in these types of structures. During the summer school, we'll go more in depth discussing the choices and talking about some of the latest techniques. So I'd like to invite you to come to the summer school for some further training, or alternatively EuroFinance's other courses. During the summer school, we'll talk about cross-currency pooling, a passive liquidity solution for today's treasury. We'll discuss cross-border cash concentration and multi-bank structures, bringing money together across different banks. We'll talk about in-country pools, combining resident and non-resident accounts where that is possible, and talk about the funding choices of using in-country local money markets or international funding through foreign exchange and revolving credit facilities. We'll talk about interest enhancement structures in countries such as India, Pakistan and China. There's lots of additional topics across the whole agenda. I'd like to invite you to go to eurofinance.com/summer school and look at our full agenda. So I hope to see you on this year's summer school for 2013. Thank you.